presented by Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has earmarked over 1,000 crores for minority development. That includes 150 crore rupees for Waqf property protection, 100 crore rupees for Urdu schools, and a 6,000 monthly honorarium for imams. Siddaramaiah has presented a 4.09 lakh crore budget. He has announced that under the provisions of the Karnataka Transparency in Public Procurement Act, reservation will be provided to contractors from category 2B, which is dedicated to Muslims. And this will include government contracts below 2 crore rupees. Similarly, reservation will be offered to suppliers from the Muslim community in procurement of goods and services by various government departments. So at a time the state is already grappling with a cost of living crisis, rising inflation and fiscal deficit, does such reservation make sense? And what's the cost of this minority appeasement as is being claimed by the Bharatiya Janata Party, who's in fact called it a halal budget? Let me break it down for you. Karnataka's Chief Minister Siddaramaiah's recent budget announcement has generated significant attention with its focus on uplifting minority communities, because let's also be honest about this, it's not just including Muslims, but particularly it's focusing on Muslims. The Karnataka government has allocated 150 crore rupees as protection for Waqf and also for the upkeep of Waqf properties, aiming to safeguard religious and cultural landmarks. In a significant move, the salary for imams has also been increased to 6,000 rupees per month. It provides financial support for their essential roles in religious and community services. Muezzins, who are responsible for calling the community to prayer, will now receive rupees 5,000, recognizing their vital contribution to Islamic practices. The Karnataka government has also announced an increase in the tender allocation for the SC/ST category 1, 2A and 2B by 2 crore rupees, ensuring enhanced opportunities for marginalized communities in government contracts. Not only this, the budget presented includes a series of measures that are designed to provide financial support and welfare to minorities in the state. And I'm talking about other minorities as well, as CM Siddaramaiah has announced a substantial 1,000 crore rupees for the development of minority colonies. This aims to improve infrastructure, living conditions and social welfare in these areas. In an effort to support social causes, the budget includes 50,000 for community masses marriages, aimed to alleviate the financial burden of weddings for families who belong to the minority communities. The budget also allocates 100 crore rupees for the welfare of Jains, Buddhists and even Sikh communities, ensuring support for their religious and cultural needs. Now, a significant 250 crore rupees has been earmarked for the Christian community, addressing various welfare schemes and initiatives aimed at their social and economic upliftment. The budget includes a salary hike for Jain priests, even Sikh Granthis. In a bid to support higher education, especially for minority students, the budget has also increased the foreign student scholarship to 30 lakh rupees. A 50% fee reimbursement has been announced for professional courses that ensures that students from minority communities have financial support to pursue higher education. Now, the budget includes provisions for building community halls for minorities in every taluk with a budget allocation of 50 lakh rupees per hall. It will ensure better access to community spaces, as is believed by the government. The Karnataka government's 2025 budget has also sparked this political row. Now, the BJP has been accusing the Congress government of appeasing minorities and has called it a halal budget. And the Congress party is, of course, defending this move. It's emphasizing that it is a comprehensive plan for the welfare and development of all communities, especially marginalized and backward sections, which the Congress believes also includes the Muslims. The BJP has strongly criticized the Congress party, and let me break it down for you as far as a war of words is concerned. They are accusing it of prioritizing Muslim welfare for electoral gains. They are calling it a move that is akin to a formation of a modern Muslim League. In response, the Congress has defended this budget. They argue that the provisions are not about vote bank politics, but the budget is a beacon for comprehensive development. Of course, the BJP has sharpened its attack, alleging that Congress government is appeasing Muslims for electoral or vote bank politics rather than addressing the needs of the state. In its defense now, Congress maintains that the government has a responsibility to empower the backward and marginalized classes that also includes the Muslim community. The BJP has further slammed Chief Minister Siddaramaiah for presenting a deficit budget. The Congress, however, has defended the budget, claiming that even though the state is facing financial constraints, the allocation for Muslim minorities is significant. They argue that given the population, the allocation could have been much higher and 60,000 crore should have been dedicated to upliftment programs, give them better opportunities, something that they have been maintaining. The BJP alleges that the budget lacks concrete proposals for long-term economic growth and development. In response, the Congress has defended the 4% reservation for Muslims, stating that given their population and the persistent socio-economic disadvantages they face, the allocation is empirically proportional. But even this, according to them, is insufficient. So when it comes to Karnataka's budget and this entire showdown, is the appeasement charge even valid? There's a question we'll be posing to our guests in just a bit.
कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर वोट बैंक पॉलिटिक्स के लिए पैसा गारंटी स्कीम के माध्यम से पैसा बांटेगा तो डेवलपमेंट हो जाएगा क्या?
If BJP says it's a appeasement thing, it shows and it exposes the BJP, its partisan politics, which tries to create disharmony in the society.
Introducing my panelists today, I'm joined in by Prashant GS, who's the spokesperson for the BJP, Syed Asad Abbas, who's a political analyst, Desh Ratan Nigam, who's a political analyst, and Rashid Sharif, who's a Waqf representative. Many thanks to you, gentlemen, for joining in. Prashant, I just want to ask you a very basic question. Why call it minority appeasement when you have a certain allocation, to quote precise figures, 100 crore rupees earmarked for Jains, Buddhists and Sikh communities, Christian community 250 crore rupees, and why is this just about Muslims?
No, definitely it's not about minority appeasement, it is Muslims appeasement, because it's a Muslim League budget. Because if you look at how they have categorically earmarked, let me also bring it out on record so that we won't miss out. It is about, for pre-primary also, in 250 Maulana Azad model schools, 500 crores. Select 100 Urdu schools will get 100 crores out of 400 crores, which means each Urdu school is getting 1 crore. On one hand, they talk about Kannada pride, Kannada culture, but nothing for Kannada schools. But whereas they give 1 crore each for each Urdu school. Then you have 1,000 crores for CM's minority colony development. Who are the minorities here? And then you are giving computers and smart boards for madrasas, for people in madrasas to get into formal education. Then minority youth to encourage for new startups. Again, only for minority youth. Repair and renovation of Waqf, 150 crore. First of all, under the Waqf, you grab the lands of the entire farming community, farmers and poor and downtrodden. Then to take care of Waqf, you are allotting 150 crores. And then you are wanting to give additional building for in Hajj Bhavan to facilitate Hajj pilgrimage. Do it. But what about Hindu pilgrims? Congress president goes out and says, going to Mahakumbh is a crime and it is waste of money and time and you can do better things. But whereas for Hajj pilgrimage, Congress wants to give it. And then you also want to give multi-purpose halls for cultural activities at 50 lakh at Taluka and Hobli level and 1 crore at district levels. Apart from this, minority students will be reimbursed 50% of fees for admissions up to 5 lakhs, not for major students of other communities. And then National Foreign Student Scholarship enhanced for minorities from 20 to 30 lakhs. And hostel facilities only for Muslim girls. Why? And the icing on the cake is self-training techniques only for 25,000 Muslim girls. Why not? Why Hindu girls don't require self-defense, is it? This is on one side of the Muslim League budget. And you look at the financial side of it. 19,262 crore revenue deficit. Previous year it was 26,000 revenue deficit. 19,262 crores, which means even for committed expenditure, Congress does not have money. And borrowings, previously, Siddaramaiah in his 7 years as Chief Minister had borrowed 3,07,575 crores. This year again he is borrowing 1,16,000 crores, which
right.
means out of the 4,09,000 budget, the borrowings constitute 27%, which means they are borrowing
Taken all that
and they're
data.
giving it to minorities.
Taken all
And
that
then for the majority population and for Hindus and for development, it is a big zero. This is what probably Rahul Gandhi has
all right.
advised him to do.
Prashant, thank you for setting the tone for this debate. Syed Asad Abbas, I want to bring you in. That Karnataka is dealing with fiscal deficit is not new, and I'm not going to solely pin the blame on the current Congress government. It's a phenomena that the state has been grappling with since COVID times. But can the state even afford such kind of charity that's being done for minority? And I'm not going to, I'm going to call a spade a spade. This is charity indeed at a time when there's a cost of living crisis, at a time when you're seeing inflation being on the rise. So is the fiscal deficit.
Absolutely no charity, ma'am. I'm not too sure whether you or the BJP spokesperson has even read the 149-page budget.
We just broke down the data for you, Abbas.
Ma'am, I have more data than what you
Sure,
have
go
even
ahead.
presented. If you allow me to please give me the same amount of time what you've given the BJP spokesperson. Thank you very much. Without interruption, I did not interrupt the gentleman. Please do not interrupt me, Mr. Prashant. Now, let us first understand what Honorable Chief Minister Siddaramaiah ji opened with. The Karnataka state GDP has grown by 7.4%. Time and again, BJP spokesperson come and say Karnataka is failed state. Respected sir, 7.4%, and agriculture has also witnessed a growth by 4%. The state GDP has outpaced the national growth at 6.2%. And mind you, sir, respected sir, we, the state of Karnataka, are the second largest contributor of GDP of the entire nation. Now let me come to what is being offered and so on and so forth. Let me speak completely from the budget what we have. It's good that, that the Bharatiya Janata Party left everything else. They left the 4 lakh crore budget. They didn't speak a word on it, but they just came down to the 4,000 crore given to the minorities. Respected sir, it's great that you voice out in the state budget. But tell me, one of your MP, member of parliament, when the national budget was announced, nothing, sir. DK Shivkumarji has even called out on the same front that BJP should answer what they have given to Karnataka. They don't have the guts, voice, strength and moral right to save Karnataka in the central budget. Nothing was given to Karnataka. Now,
let me answer that.
You speak
Right.
what? No, don't interrupt, sir. Now let me come to the budget
that.
part.
There's a question
Let
I
me
have
tell
to
you.
answer.
Let me tell you.
I'm
Answer
going to
in your
come to you,
turn.
Prashant.
Yes. The government has increased the healthcare funding. It was 12,000 crore last year. Now it is 14,500 crore, sir. More number of beds, more number of healthcare, more number of facilities, and more funding going out to the government hospitals. Not just that. Infrastructure development is another priority, with rupees 50,000 crore allocated for roads, urban transport, and rural connectivity projects. The Bengaluru Suburban Rail project, which has faced delays, will now receive 8,000 crore to speed up its completion. The metro expansion in the city will get rupees 6,500 crore.
Where
That is
are
not
we
all, sir.
going right now?
The new industrial,
No,
just 30
Abbas,
seconds,
no,
Akanksha ji,
I'm
just
not going to
30
get into
seconds.
this because,
The
we
new
are now
industrial
digressing
policy,
from the discussion
2025
right
to
now.
30.
I want to
It
ask
is
you,
what
do you not
Congress
agree
is supposed to do.
that the amount that has been earmarked today, it's lacking approval from the Karnataka Backward Classes Commission, which had in fact given the complete approval to include Muslims as OBCs, and there has been no approval taken from them, and they had given a cap that this kind of reservation is going to exceed the 50% bracket. Would you not agree that this is also going to cost the state coffer?
Ma'am, firstly, the 50% that we speak of, even during Basuraj Bhamai's time, we were ahead of 50%.
Again, we are getting into what about? I'm going to get into that. I will
Why
be,
not?
in fact,
Why only
that
blame
is
the
a question
Congress?
which will be
Let's
posed
blame the BJP too.
Well,
Let's also blame
BJP,
the BJP
in
on that
fact,
front.
the BJP
We
formed
scrapped
its
the
alliance
based
with the
on,
JDS
reservation.
on the promise or on the plank that they will withdraw reservation for the Muslims. So this is a question that should be posed to the JDS, not to the BJP. I give you time to Prashant to speak now. Prashant, please respond.
Firstly, saying that just because minorities have been given a good chunk here, especially Muslims, and there's no going back on that. Just because he gives out other numbers saying others have been given. Now, to put one community against the other and doing welfare only for one community. 2 days ago, Congress wanted to give 4% reservation for Muslims in public contracts. Why? Why do they want to do this appeasement? They know it is their vote bank, and for the vote bank politics, Congress is able to do anything. And in so far as Karnataka is concerned, union budget is concerned, 23-24 as devolution, 37,252 crores is promised. What came was 40,200 crores. And in the current year,
Okay.
44,500
I want to quickly bring in the other two gentlemen.
51,000 crores.
I want to
That is
quickly
part
bring
of
in
the
the other
budget
two
document
gentlemen
itself.
who are
So
very
from the
patiently
center,
awaiting their
the
turn.
devolution has always increased, and Karnataka has got more than what is due. And on the railways, 7,564 crores has been received for Karnataka, including 61
Okay.
stations
They
will be
shut the
named
Nigam
as Amrit
at a
stations,
time when
and
we've
for
seen-
many more railway stations are being developed. So I can give you each scheme-wise, project-wise, what Modi ji has given for Karnataka, and I would
Okay. Jay
challenge any of the
Nigam,
Congress
at a time
spokespersons to
we've seen the
challenge me on
kind
that.
of ripples that were created across the entire nation as far as the Waqf Amendment Bill is concerned. Does it even make sense to allocate 150 crore rupees for Waqf?
Well, Akanksha, in fact, if you look at the presumption of premises for making these allocations, one, majority community and other minorities other than Muslims do not suffer from any financial problems or crisis. First premise that the Congress has probably taken in making this budget. Second is that premise is that Hindus are not going to vote for Congress. These are the probably two premises on which this budget has been made. Otherwise, the other numbers that Mr. Abbas gave were common to all communities. It was not fixed for one particular community. They were common to all
That's
communities.
why I interrupted, because it was digressing from the topic.
So therefore, to have this kind of, gross appeasement, even the constitution does not allow minorities in their own institutions can have their, 50% quota or whatever. But our constitution does not allow general reservations so far as religious basis is concerned. Please understand that minorities can run their institute in their own institutes. They can have this thing reservations, but the constitution does not allow reservation on
Let's
the basis
also
of
listen in
religious lines.
to what Rashid ji has to say. शरीफ साहब, अभी तक कांग्रेस का एक ही नारा रहा है कि संविधान खतरे में है. अब संविधान खतरे में नहीं है जब हम रिजर्वेशन की बात कर रहे हैं, विच एज वी ऑल नो B.R. अम्बेडकर जी ने भी उनके खुद के जो आइडियल्स थे वो नहीं चाहते थे कि रिलीजन एक बेसिस बने. अगर आज हम वक्फ को 150 करोड़ देने को तैयार हैं तो फिर कल को टेम्पल ट्रस्ट भी बोलेंगे, चर्चेस भी बोलेंगे, जैन्स भी खड़े हो जाएंगे, गुरुद्वारे भी खड़े हों.
बिल्कुल मैडम, सबको देना चाहिए. जो आप इलेक्शन से पहले मैनिफेस्टो आपका जो आप रखते हैं कि भाई हम मुस्लिम्स को ये देंगे, जैन को ये देंगे और सिख को ये देंगे, तो आपको तो निभाना पड़ेगा. माइनॉरिटी के लिए, मुस्लिम्स के लिए जो 1000 करोड़ का जो बजट आया, और आप जो वक्फ प्रॉपर्टी के लिए 150 करोड़ के लिए बात करें, उर्दू स्कूल के लिए 100 करोड़ की बात करें, 4% रिजर्वेशन की बात करें, ये सब मैनिफेस्टो में है. मुस्लिम यही देख, अगर हाँ बीजेपी को तकलीफ हो रही है तो वाकई तकलीफ होना भी चाहिए. उन्होंने अगर इस तरीके का मैनिफेस्टो देते,
मुसलमान का वोट जो है इसी मैनिफेस्टो के बेसिस पे जीता गया है. कर्नाटका के मुसलमान चाहते हैं कि उनके लिए रिजर्वेशन हो जाए, अपॉर्चुनिटीज भले मिले ना मिले, एक इक्वल प्लैंक पे इंसान compete करे ना करे, पर ये रिजर्वेशंस उन्हें आते हैं.
नहीं मैडम, जैसे तेलंगाना में भी था हमारे पास, तेलंगाना में भी 4% है, यहाँ पे भी है. सो अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह तेलंगाना माइनॉरिटी स्कूल्स बच्चों के लिए है, 1 लाख बच्चे पढ़ रहे हैं यहाँ पे. और यहाँ पे है सो यतीम खानों के लिए, इमामों के लिए भी है पैसा. वही देख के दोनों 2 स्टेट जो कांग्रेस के है, तेलंगाना है या कर्नाटका है, ये लोग मुस्लिम्स को लेके चल रहे. वही मैं बीजेपी को मशवरा देना चाह रहा हूँ कि अगर तुमको भी मुसलमानों को लेके चलना है तो आप लाइए पैकेज, क्यों हमारी कोई दुश्मनी नहीं है. हम अपना कांग्रेस से है ना बीजेपी से, लाइए जो मैं हमारे लिए सोचेगा हम उसके लिए बराबर साथ देंगे.
क्या कहना है, सुनिए प्रशांत.
Akanksha, this is clear. Now,
Ma'am,
the
can I be
stance of
also allowed
Congress
to
has been
speak,
made
please?
clear as to how Congress wants it, and Mr. Rashid has accepted it. This is what we have been saying. Congress
Can
does
I be
this
allowed
for
to
vote
speak,
bank
please?
politics. And now, who better than the person who is representing Waqf is
Okay.
accepting it. So
Okay.
this is very clear
Let's
that
hear the
Congress
point
is
that
for vote
Asad
bank
Abbas
politics and
wants to
nothing
make
else.
right now.
आपको तकलीफ क्यों हो रही है? सबका साथ सबका विकास में सबको साथ लेके चले जाओ, आपको तकलीफ क्यों हो रही? अदर कलर का बजट अगर माइनॉरिटी को दिया
और लिंगायत और वोकलिका का भी तो वोकलिका फिर वोकलिका और लिंगायत को भी टू बी
1000 करोड़
राशिद साहब तब तो वोकलिका और लिंगायत भी कहेंगे कि हमें टू बी में हमें इंक्लूड करिए टू
बौद्ध जैन सब साथ में है.
Can I be allowed to make
Right.
my point?
Let Abbas make a point. Abbas,
Abbas.
Okay, let's hear what Abbas has to say.
Can I be allowed to make my point?
Prashant, I'm running short of time. Let's also listen into what Abbas has to say, please.
Yeah. I'm glad that the WAF topic came in. Let me also share with my dear panelist that the Karnataka budget has announced the government will build 15 women's colleges on WAF land. So much of WAF land has been spoken about. 15 colleges for women across the length and breadth of Karnataka, and 16 more would be added the next following year. The fact of the matter is, now we speak of the Karnataka, the contracts that you speak of, 4% reservation. Let us understand that the population of Muslims in Karnataka is 14%. As per the devolution, if it is given 4%, even if my friends of the BJP look at the Rajendra
This
Sachar
devolution
committee
doesn't
report,
happen based on
also
population, my
do
dear
not
Abbas.
interrupt, sir.
Please be clear.
Please do
You
not
cannot
interrupt.
peddle lies
I did not
and
interrupt
expect
you.
to
This
give
is
you a free
unfair.
run. You will
This
not be
shows
given
you
a
are a
free run
weak
to
debater,
peddle
sir.
your lies.
This shows
You
that you are a weak
cannot bring in
debater.
religion-based
Allow me to complete my
reservations in
point.
contracts. You cannot
Hijacking
have
this debate is
religion-based
not going to
reservation
help.
in education.
So much of
This
hatred
is
for
Supreme Court
Muslims
is
is not
against.
going to
This is
help.
against Baba
You need to. How
Baba
is
Saheb's
it?
constitution.
Okay, now let me
Therefore,
start you
you
with some
cannot
facts.
have
If
religion-based
reservation is wrong
in
under
education,
religion,
you cannot
then
have
can I be allowed
religion-based
to make my point, sir?
reservation in
Can I be
contracts.
allowed to
You
make
will
my
not
point?
be let to
Can this
complete
be
your
so
lies.
unfair that I'm
You
not
will be
allowed to
stopped.
make my
have
point?
You will
no,
be stopped.
Can I be allowed
but
to
we
make my
cannot
point,
have
please?
peddling of misinformation over here, and that is something, Abbas, I'm not going to allow. I'm going to
Which-
give closing thoughts.
What
to Desh-
misinformation?
No.
What misinformation?
Desh Ratan Nigam.
What misinformation, ma'am?
No, please don't bully me with
What
your voice.
information
Don't
I'm
raise-
asking you?
Desh Ratan Nigam, I just want to end with thoughts in
What
terms
misinformation?
of, is it time
Answer me,
for a
please.
socio-economic
You can't make
survey
allegations
to
like
be
that and get
done
away.
by the government, which
You
can
can't make
ensure
allegations like that.
if
What
there are
misinformation you
Muslims
speak of?
who genuinely need this reservation or not. How many SC/STs, and I will include SC/STs, OBCs from all communities. I'm going to talk about Hindus also today. How many of them need reservation today? Why
Well,
should it not be based on an
Miss,
economic
can you tell
parameter?
me what misinformation is shared on your show? Can you share me one? Can you answer?
Desh Ratan Nigam?
Let me answer, Akanksha. The fact that if we follow the logic of 4%,
You know, I'll tell you,
And-
Abbas, you're refusing to agree that the fiscal deficit is at an all-time high in Karnataka, and the
Physical
figures I will
deficit
bring
has
to
been
you.
there in all the governments,
Yes.
ma'am.
So can you
It's not
afford this
just
kind of
Congress.
reservation?
It's
That's
been
all.
during JDS
It's as simple.
and during BJP. Please don't give
It's a very
one-sided
2 plus.
commentary of
No,
BJP.
it's not, because it's a very 2 plus
How
2
is it
formula.
misinformation? I ask you that.
You don't
Why
have.
do you make this allegation?
It's
How is
like
it
Mary
misinformation?
Antoinette. You don't have bread to eat,
How
give
is
them
it
cake.
misinformation? Tell
Desh
me.
Ratan Nigam, I give you 30
I think you should
seconds.
apologize on the show.
well, Akanksha,
Give
in
me one
fact,
fact there is misinformation.
if we follow
Don't
the
make such
logic
allegations,
that
ma'am.
out of 14%, 4%
And
is
BJP
given
is
to
allowed more
Muslims,
time.
then out
You
of
allow the
80%,
BJP spokesperson to,
how much percentage reservation
to-
should be given to Hindus
Any more-
if we follow that logic? Probably it will be somewhere around 65% to Hindus, that they will not agree. For them, if it is given to them, it is all right. But if we talk of Hindu, the majority, they will not agree. So the problem clearly lies out here. The ground is shaking for the Congress government out there. They probably know in the future that their vote bank, whatever it was, is shifting, and probably Muslims are the only hope.
Okay.
That's the only premises
Okay.
left for them.
I don't want to leave Abbas miffed, so I'm going to give him 30 seconds, and I will give 30 seconds to Prashant. I hope you appreciate that, Abbas. Please go ahead.
Ma'am, firstly, I'm asking you what information did I give?
No,
Can
because
you
if
tell me
you're
on the
talking
show?
about
Or can
fiscal
you apologize?
devolution- No, why should I apologize? Because you are.
What
the
is my
last time you were
information?
here, you were talking about how
What
BJP
is my
did not come
misinformation?
down
Tell
with
me.
a ban on PFI when we all know that there's a ban on PFI.
Ma'am, you're talking about the other debate. PFI
Yes,
was banned,
and right
SDPI
now
was
also
not
I'm
banned.
talking. No, I am
Let's
talking
talk about this
fiscal
debate.
deficit, which you are not willing to.
Fiscal deficit is there for the world to see during Congress, JDS and BJP. And PFI was banned, SDPI is not banned, CFI is not banned. And the fact of the matter is, 15 new colleges are coming on WAF land. 16 colleges will be added the next year. And this is a fact presented in the 149-page budget.
Okay. Prashant?
Yeah,
15 seconds.
Akanksha, firstly, under the name of Waqf, you grab properties belonging to farmers, you grab properties belonging to poor and the needy.
That
and
was
then say
given
we're going
back.
to
Now,
construct
this is
colleges.
misinformation.
This is not
All right.
happening.
This
I'm
is
afraid I have to
misinformation.
wrap
Nothing
Nothing
has
was
been
I
grabbed.
taken
wrap
back.
this debate
The Waqf
now on that
law
note.
has to be
Many
repealed.
thanks to
Only-
you all for joining in. I'm sure we all know what is the need of the hour for the state of Karnataka. And with that, I'm slipping into a quick break. But on the other side, BJP MPs are renaming the Tughlaq Lane to Swami Vivekananda Marg. They've intensified the party's broader push to rename areas linked to Muslim rulers. Is this now about rewriting history or reinstating India's true heritage? We'll bring you the details on the other side.
Засад рятувальників наразі ліквідовують наслідки. Медики, поліція, всі оперативні служби на місцях. Ліквідовуємо, допомагаємо. Намагаємось максимально оперативно ліквідувати усі пожежі. Уся інформація буде згодом щодо наслідків, щодо постраждалих. Ми працюємо.
У меня аж дом задрожал и упали вещи. И я боялся и под диван упал. И испугался, под диван залез и сидел, пока все это не перестанется. Я орал на весь дом. Папа меня успокоил, но я все равно той ночью не мог заснуть, целую ночь сидел. И что-то еще все равно стреляло. Я боялся, спрятался под диваном, пытался заснуть. И еще был у меня братик, он тоже испугался, и он тоже плакал. И я не мог ничего сделать, и я просто быстро пытался заснуть. И сейчас мы сидим без света, и у нас все электрическое, мы не можем покушать. У нас все и мой брат младший, он тоже не может покушать. И еще мама уехала на войну, и папа. Папа мне помог, чтобы я не боялся.
Мы просто 6 можем, сколько? 4? 4 на забор. Ира, надо попросить у кого-то тачку.
Да, главное нет света и газа нет еще, добавок ко всему. У нас же отопление, ну частный дом, котел стоит, автономное, газа нет с ночи. Плита не работает, света нет. Уезжать пока таких планов нет. Во-первых, это связано с возрастом. Нам уже под 80 лет, и мне и жене. Ну, а во-вторых, ехать-то некуда. Будем приспосабливаться. Конечно, если уже так, если каждый вечер будет такая бомбежка, то придется, может быть, куда-то убегать.
Welcome back. For opposition parties like the Congress, the monk who shaped India's secularism, Swami Vivekanand, is being misused to further BJP's divisive agenda. At least that's what the Congress and Samajwadi Party are claiming. Bharatiya Janata Party's MP Dinesh Sharma and Union Minister Krishan Pal Gujjar have changed the address and the nameplates of their official residences at Tughlaq Lane in Delhi. This days after their party colleagues proposed renaming various areas of the national capital. The two senior leaders have highlighted Swami Vivekanand Marg in the nameplates with Tughlaq Lane inscribed right beneath in brackets. The move has stirred a political debate. The Samajwadi Party has already taken a jibe, has also asked the BJP to change the nameplate of unemployment, inflation and right prosperity because BJP can only change names but cannot work. That's what the Samajwadi Party say. So is this about rewriting history or reinstating India's true heritage? The question is, what synonym is often used to highlight the importance of names and what they represent? However, in the context of current debates surrounding place name changes, the answer is not so simple. The demand for renaming various areas in Delhi continues to gain momentum. Several places have been proposed for a name change. The BJP has been advocating for the renaming of areas with historical ties to Muslim rulers, even British rulers with colonial legacy. Now, remember, they also wanted to drop Najafgarh and change it to Nahargarh, Mohammadpur to Madhavpura and Mustafabad to Shiv Vihar. This drive aligns with the party's broader push to reshape the city's historical narrative, emphasizing names associated with Hindu culture and heritage. Remember, Tughlaq Road in Delhi is named after Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, the founder of the Tughlaq dynasty which ruled the Delhi Sultanate in the 14th century. So who was Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq? Let's give you a quick lesson over here. He ruled the Delhi Sultanate from 1320 until his death in 1325. It was a very short rule of 5 years. His reign was marked by political stability and even territorial expansion, though it was also fraught with controversy. Why so? One of Tughlaq's major contributions was the establishment of Tughlaqabad, the third city of Delhi, which was built as a new capital. This fortified city was part of Tughlaq's ambitions to secure his rule and solidify his power in the region. Tughlaq's rule is often remembered for imposing harsh policies. This includes heavy taxation like the jizya tax. One of the most controversial policies was jizya tax, which was levied on non-Muslims, including Hindus. This tax became a point of contention as it was seen as a discriminatory and burdensome act on the non-Muslim population. Historical records indicate that during Tughlaq's reign, some temples were either desecrated or repurposed as mosques, reflecting the broader religious tensions of the period. Tughlaq also reportedly used Hindu prisoners to work on large-scale infrastructure projects such as construction of Tughlaqabad. These labour practices are seen as another example of his harshness, reflecting the authoritarian nature of his governance. The controversy surrounds the renaming of roads in Delhi. That also includes Tughlaq Lane now, and it has ignited a political firestorm. Why so? Because BJP MP Dinesh Sharma has argued that roads like Tughlaq Lane should not even bear the names of rulers that the BJP deems as cruel invaders. On the other hand, Samajwadi Party leader Fakhrul Chand has accused the BJP of practicing a divide and rule policy, alleging that they are renaming Tughlaq Lane, which is a deliberate attempt to camouflage their own failures as a government and also stir up communal tensions. Brajesh Pathak, the Deputy Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, has also criticized this move after historical figures like Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq referring to him as an eccentric king, while throwing the weight behind Samajwadi Party and India Bloc ally Congress's Sandeep Dixit has also rebutted BJP's remarks. They've urged the BJP to first focus on principles of Swami Vivekananda's Dharma. And so when it comes to this nameplate storm returning, and is this now rewriting or reinstating history of India, or what they may want to say Bharat? That's the question we'll be posing to our guests in just a moment.
ये सारे इमर्जिंग सेक्टर्स की पॉलिसीज हमने तैयार की है टू अट्रैक्ट द इन्वेस्टमेंट। बड़े पैमाने पर ये पॉलिसीज तैयार की है और इन पॉलिसीज के कारण मैं ऐसा मानता हूं कि बड़े पैमाने पर ये निवेश महाराष्ट्र में आ रहा है।
जी, आपने ये भी कहा है कि आप महाराष्ट्र को भारत की फिनटेक कैपिटल और डेटा कैपिटल के रूप में देखते हैं मुंबई को, तो ये इसके क्या मायने हैं आपके हिसाब से और ये किस तरह से होगा?
देखिए, मैं ऐसा मानता हूं कि महाराष्ट्र डी फैक्टो फिनटेक कैपिटल भी है और डेटा कैपिटल भी है। फिनटेक कैपिटल इसलिए कि आज मुंबई, अगर आप देखें, हम जिस बीकेसी में बैठे हैं यहां पर फिनटेक में हुज हु ये इसी बीकेसी में है। और अभी हम लोगों ने एनपीसीआई को यहां जमीन दी है। एनपीसीआई अपना ग्लोबल हेडक्वार्टर यहां बना रहा है। हम लोगों ने नेशनल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज को हम लोग जमीन दे रहे हैं, वो भी यहां पर आ रहा है। तो कुल मिलाकर फिनटेक में जो सारी हमारी इंटरनेशनल बैंक्स है वो सारी यहां पर है, इंटरनेशनल फंड्स है वो सारे यहां पर है। अलग अलग प्रकार की जितनी मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि फिनटेक की जो अलग अलग विधाएं हैं वो सारी आपको इस बीकेसी में या मुंबई में दिखाई पड़ती है। और साथ साथ मैं एक चीज और बताना चाहता हूं कि चूंकि अभी जो स्टार्टअप इंडिया का एक नया रिपोर्ट आया है, इस रिपोर्ट ने 3 चीजें एक प्रकार से यहां पर अधोरेखित की है। पहली चीज, इन एब्सोल्यूट नंबर महाराष्ट्र स्टार्टअप कैपिटल, सबसे ज्यादा देश के स्टार्टअप्स ये महाराष्ट्र में है। इन एब्सोल्यूट इन्वेस्टमेंट महाराष्ट्र इज नंबर 1 इन स्टार्टअप्स, क्योंकि सबसे ज्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट स्टार्टअप का महाराष्ट्र में है। और इसके साथ साथ फिनटेक के सबसे ज्यादा स्टार्टअप ये भी महाराष्ट्र में है, ये भी हमको देखने को मिलता है। तो मैं ऐसा मानता हूं कि एक प्रकार से ये फिनटेक कैपिटल डी फैक्टो है और धीरे धीरे बन भी रहा है।
अगर मुंबई में कोई कंपनी स्टार्टअप हो बैंगलोर के बनस्पत, तो उसकी वैल्यूएशन ज्यादा होगी?
जी,
अगर मुंबई में कोई स्टार्टअप हो और बैंगलोर में हो तो मुंबई में वैल्यूएशन ज्यादा होगी?
अभी तो हो रही है ज्यादा। एक समय था लोग मुंबई में स्टार्टअप शुरू करते थे और बैंगलोर जाते थे, अब रिवर्स माइग्रेशन चालू हो गया है। क्योंकि अभी मुंबई में अगर पिछले 2 साल की ग्रोथ आप स्टार्टअप्स की देखें, फेनोमेनल ग्रोथ है। और कुछ स्टार्टअप्स ने तो इस प्रकार की इन्वेस्टमेंट अचीव की है कि जो बिल्कुल अप्रत्याशित इस प्रकार की है। तो इसलिए मुझे लगता है कि नाउ ऑफ कोर्स फॉर लॉन्ग टाइम बेंगलोर ने स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम को अच्छे से नर्चर किया है, बट अब मुंबई यही स्टार्टअप कैपिटल अपना बना है और जो एब्सोल्यूट नंबर में और एब्सोल्यूट इन्वेस्टमेंट में भी दिखता है। और साथ साथ आपने डेटा की बात की, तो ये भी मुझे बताते हुए बहुत खुशी होती है कि हमारे देश में जितनी डेटा सेंटर कैपेसिटी हमने तैयार की है, उसकी 65% कैपेसिटी ये अकेले महाराष्ट्र में है और लगातार वो बढ़ रही है और बहुत बड़े पैमाने पर इस क्षेत्र में निवेश हमारे पास आ रहा है। हमने हमारी डेटा पॉलिसी तैयार की है, जिस डेटा पॉलिसी में डेटा सेंटर के लिए जो चीजें आवश्यक है वो चीजें हम दे रहे हैं। सबसे महत्वपूर्ण है कि डेटा सेंटर्स के लिए मतलब एक प्रकार से पावर इज देयर रॉ मटेरियल, तो उनको पावर मिले, वो क्लीन पावर मिले, उनको ग्रीन पावर मिले, इस दृष्टि से भी बहुत बड़े पैमाने पर हम लोग वर्किंग कर रहे हैं। तो इसीलिए देश का मैं ऐसा मानता हूं कि डेटा सेंटर कैपिटल भी अब महाराष्ट्र बन चुका है।
सो देवेंद्र जी, इस वक्त ग्लोबल बिजनेस में काफी वॉलेटिलिटी है, मार्केट्स में वॉलेटिलिटी है, टैरिफ्स की बात हो रही है और चाइना +1 की भी बात है, तो ग्लोबल सप्लाई चेन में महाराष्ट्र को इंटीग्रेट करने के लिए आप क्या क्या कदम उठाएंगे?
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि एक नेवर बिफोर अपॉर्चुनिटी हमारे लिए तैयार हुई है, क्योंकि कोविड के डिसरप्शन के बाद जब दुनिया के ध्यान में आया कि वी कैन नॉट पुट ऑल एग्स इन वन बास्केट और हम लोगों को सप्लाई चेन में दूसरे सेक्टर
let me introduce Mr. Dinesh Sharma, who's the BJP MP, who in fact also has renamed the nameplate in his residence. Let me quickly bring in Mr. Sharma. Mr. Sharma, thank you for joining in. दिनेश जी, सबसे बड़ा आरोप तो कांग्रेस की ओर से आ रहा है कि विवेकानंद जी तो अपने सेक्युलरिज्म के लिए काफ़ी नोन थे, वो रिलीजियस टॉलरेंस के लिए जाने जाते थे, तो आप उनकी आइडियल्स को फॉलो नहीं कर रहे हैं और ये एक डिवाइसिव पॉलिटिक्स है भारतीय जनता पार्टी की।
देखिए, ये भारत है और भारत में बहुत से सद्पुरुष भी हुए हैं। एक इसका उदाहरण दिल्ली में ही आप देखो, अब्दुल कलाम साहब के नाम पर रोड हुआ, क्या किसी ने भी उसका विरोध किया? बल्कि बढ़ चढ़ के सभी धर्मों के लोगों ने उस कार्यक्रम में भाग लिया। इस देश की आज़ादी में भी और देश के बाद भी तमाम सद्पुरुषों का देश के विकास में योगदान रहा है। ये ब्रिगेडियर उस्मान ऐसे लोग, अब्दुल हमीद ऐसे लोग, अशफाकुल्ला खां ऐसे लोग और ये अब्दुल कलाम ऐसे लोग जिनके सकारात्मकता में सभी धर्म के लोग उनको पूजते हैं, मानते हैं, उनका नाम लेने से सबको इतराज है। मैं नहीं कह रहा हूं कि मैं, पहली बात तो मैंने बदला नहीं है, ये बात को मैं आपको स्पष्ट करूं, लेकिन अगर कोई बदलता भी है तो किसका है? क्या आक्रांता से आप तुलना दूसरों की करोगे? दुनिया का एक देश आप बता दो जहां पर देश के अस्मिता को लूटा गया हो, देश के धर्म स्थलों को तोड़ा गया हो, देश की बहु बेटियों की इज्जत टूटी गई हो, टनों उनकी जनेऊ और शिखा को काटा गया हो, उसके बाद भी उनका स्तुतिगान हो रहा हो, चाहे वो अंग्रेज आक्रांता रहे हों, चाहे वो मुगल आक्रांता रहे हों, फ्रांसीसी या पुर्तगाली आक्रांता रहे हों, आक्रांता आक्रांता होता है। इसको आप हिंदू और मुसलमान की नजर से क्यों देखते हो? विवेकानंद इस भारत की आत्मा रहे हैं, जो आज के विचारक रहे हैं, और उनसे हम तुलना करते थे, हम बाबर से तुलना करते थे, राम जी की तुलना नहीं हो सकती बाबर से। इसलिए मैं कहता हूं कि इस प्रकार की अनर्गल चर्चा को बंद किया जाना चाहिए और इसको हिंदू और मुसलमान में कभी मत देखिए। हमें पूरा जो मुस्लिम राष्ट्रभक्त है, देश में उनकी सकारात्मक भूमिका है, उसको मैं स्वीकार करता हूं।
इलेक्शंस के पहले और इलेक्शंस के बाद भी बीजेपी ने दिल्ली में खास तौर से काफ़ी वादे किए हैं। अगर देखा जाए तो नॉर्थ ईस्ट दिल्ली में भी आप लोग नाम बदलना चाह रहे हैं, कुछ इलाकों का जो मुस्लिम डोमिनेटेड हैं उनको आप शिव विहार करना चाहते हैं। आज हमने ये देखा कि आपने विवेकानंद मार्ग लगाया अपनी नेम प्लेट पे। तुगलक लेन अब क्या ख़त्म कर दी जाएगी, जहां तक उसके नाम का सवाल है, और क्या ये एक शुरुआत है आने वाले नए नामों की, जो बहुत से पार्टीज कह रहे हैं कि ये बीजेपी का हिंदुत्व एजेंडा है?
देखिए, आप एक चीज जान लीजिए कि सरकार की नीयति साफ रहती है और दूर नियत से कोई काम नहीं करता है। हिंदू और मुसलमान में हिंदुस्तान में अगड़े पीछे अनुसूचित दलित सवर्ण में किसी में भेद नहीं है। जितनी योजनाएं केंद्र सरकार की बनी हैं वो सभी के लिए बनी हैं। इसलिए इस प्रकार का आरोप सरकार को या सरकार के किसी जनप्रतिनिधि पर ये लगाना कि उसने बदल दिया है, वो ये भेद करना चाहता नहीं चाहता। भाई ये कुंदरकी में हारे हैं, मुस्लिम ने बीजेपी को वोट दिया है। ये रामपुर में हारे हैं, बीजेपी को वोट दिया है। ये आजमगढ़ में हारे हैं जहां अधिकांश मुस्लिम ने बीजेपी को वोट दिया है। ये मिल्कीपुर में हारे जहां सारे मुसलमानों के अधिकांश संख्या ने भाजपा को वोट दिया है। ये ऐसा क्यों समझते हो कि वोट बैंक आपने तैयार कर लिया, सारा कब्जा आप ही का है, उसमें क्या नहीं है। अब देश में जो सेवा करेगा जनता उसी के साथ जाएगी। इसलिए ये भ्रांति को निकाल दीजिए और इस प्रकार की चर्चाओं करके अगर विपक्ष रोटी सेकता है कि वो ध्रुवीकरण कर लेगा तो गलतफहमी में है। गाली देते थे कुंभ को, ये कुंभ को गाली देने वाले लोग हैं। कहते थे भीड़ नहीं आई। जब 66 लाख से ऊपर लोग आ गए तो इनके पास जवाब नहीं मिला। जब 64 करोड़ लोगों ने वोट दिया है, जब लोकसभा चुनाव में, जब सारे राजनीतिक दल लग गए और घर से निकालने के लिए वोटर लगाए गए, रिक्शा लगाई गई, तांगा लगाई गई, गाड़ी लगाई गई, 64 करोड़ लोग ही वोट डाल पाए और यहां किसी ने किसी को निमंत्रण नहीं दिया। सनातन की शक्ति आपने देखा कि लोग घर से निकल के 66 करोड़ से ऊपर लोग एक जगह पर गए। एक चू नहीं थी, किसी के जाति का भेद नहीं था। पंडित जी हाथ पकड़े थे निषाद का, निषाद पकड़े थे केवट का, केवट पकड़े थे रावत का और रावत पकड़े थे वैश्य का।
जी
ये सनातन की शक्ति थी। ये सबको मिलाती है, तोड़ती थोड़ी है।
जी
इसलिए भारत की आत्मा को मत छेड़िए।
जी दिनेश जी, हमसे बात करने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। एंड विद दैट लेट मी इंट्रोड्यूस माय अदर गेस्ट्स दैट आर जॉइनिंग इन. Nikul Patel, who is a Congress leader, also joining in is Alok Vats, who is a political analyst. Nikul, let me get you on what the Congress perspective has been so far. You're of course challenging this, you're saying that let history remain. At the same time, BJP is accusing you of whitewashing history. How do you respond the whitewashing of history, especially when it comes to Mughal emperors or defending tyrants like Aurangzeb, in this case now even Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq?
See, firstly, I would like to say that Congress can never deny any people who is in the power to change the name, because it's a democratic process and they can change the name as per their wish and whim. I think they want to change the name of the Ahmedabad to Karnavati, but still it is not being changed. So we are waiting for it. Similarly, if they want to change the name of a lane, then it is a process. Secondly, as what my member of parliament was stating, actually over here, what Congress wants to say is that if you are following Sanatan, if you are following Vivekananda, then you must follow the principles and ideology what he used to implicate on the society. That is what is required from the government and the people who want to take that as an ideology. I think that they must also name the lane after Ram Bhagwan, Shiv Bhagwan, Ganpati ji. Why only Vivekananda ji? They must name everything behind our all lords that are there, because because Sanatan says that if we respect God, then they will give barakat to our house. So I wish that instead of putting only one name, they should keep every name on the board.
No, but why only associate religion? Alok Vats, I want to quickly bring you in. Why only associate religion with renaming? Why can't it be an exercise that also honors the brave hearts of our country, like a Maharana Pratap, Guru Gobind Singh, or maybe even the war heroes of the wars that India has fought, like the Kargil war?
I totally agree with what you are saying. But yes, nowadays, the whole of India there is an uprising within themselves that the Muslim rulers who created atrocities on the Indian Hindus, who raped the women, who changed their religion, and who did a lot of mischief with them. Now people are not ready to tolerate those names any more longer. So those names, as you suggested, I also agree with it. We can have in the name of warlords, or we can have in the name of Muslims who have fought for the country. Asafullah Khan, Badruddin Tayyib ji, Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, Abdul Hamid, Brigadier Usman. There are thousands and thousands of people. And I think if we change this name with those names, Even the Muslims does not have any problem. A Muslim name
Nikul
has
Patel,
changed.
how do you respond to that? Because that's a shift in the stance that you've endorsed so far, that why not only name them after gods of Sanatan Dharma?
To me,
Yes, Nikul.
yeah.
Because
See, again,
you know,
I'm saying.
why I'm also asking is because the Congress plank has also been about calling this as political opportunism. You heard what Dinesh Sharma had to say. He said that Muslims have voted for them in all the recent elections and by polls, and that goes on to defeat that allegation coming in that this is political opportunism.
See, when Bharatiya Janata Party wants to say that the Congress is pursuing an appeasement politics with very loud and clear voice. Now over here, if you see, we as a Congress party, if we say that by changing the such names, are you not doing an appeasement politics of Hindu-Muslim? That is what the question is asked. But over here, again, I would like to say, if they want to change the name, they can change the name in the name of God also. And they can, it is their own house. But why you are writing then in the bracket Tughlaq Lane? You should not write it if you really want to respect Swami Vivekananda ji. You want to just create a gist of it and then leave it on the people. And that is what the objection is. If you are really following Vivekananda ji, then practice it. If you are really following Ramji, then practice it. That is what Congress is asking for.
It can be in the name of warlords who have fought for the country. It can be name in the name of scientists who have done miracles for the country. It can be done
We
with
have Abdul
politicians
Kalam Azad's name as well.
Follow the
The
procedure and do
renaming
it.
of...
Yeah, you follow the procedure and do it.
Then why bring in gods? It might not appease the other religion people. So just
Alok,
put it
how
in
do
the
you
name of-
respond to a very critical point which perhaps Nikul could have emphasized more, that did these parliamentarians have the authority to do so, and shouldn't be this a call coming from the NDMC?
What they have done is in their own right or might, whatever you can call it, but it is not legal. It is not acceptable. You may write any name on your house. Do it. That doesn't mean that the lane name changes. I don't think what they have done is to appease a particular section of people, but it is not legally done. And I don't agree with this mode of changing name.
Nikul
It has to
Patel,
come to a
certain,
committee.
the BJP has also been very vociferous about historians like Irfan Habib, who maintain that Aurangzeb was a very tolerant ruler and that he loved peace, and they are being propped by the Congress party. They have so much so gone on to even pen NCERT books. Don't you think that's now creating a historical catastrophe for the generations now? Nikul Patel, I want to bring you in. No, Alok, let Nikul make a point.
There is no doubt about it that a lot of historians like Romila Thapar, Irfan Hussain, they have distorted history.
Okay, I'm running short of time. Nikul Patel, 5 seconds.
See, I would just like to say that when it comes to Congress, whatever the blame that Bharatiya Janata Party is making, I would like to deny that, because we as a government have always tried to work for all the country.
All
so
right.
over here, I think
I'm sure we'll collectively agree that whether it is Hindus, Muslims, any religion, whoever's worked for this country needs to be acknowledged, and it doesn't matter whether it's a Muslim or a Hindu, a Sikh or a Christian. Many thanks to you, Nikul and Alok, for joining in. With that, it's a quick wrap from my end. Thank you so much for watching Plain Speak. Up next is The Right Stand with Anand Narasimhan.
सस्ते वाले
Засад рятувальників наразі ліквідовують наслідки. Медики, поліція, всі оперативні служби на місцях. Ліквідовуємо, допомагаємо. Намагаємось максимально оперативно ліквідувати усі пожежі. Уся інформація буде згодом щодо наслідків, щодо постраждалих. Ми працюємо.
Четыре 10 перемещаться.
У меня аж дом задрожал и упали вещи. И я боялся и под диван упал. И испугался, под диван залез и сидел, пока все это не перестанется. Я орал на весь дом. Папа меня успокоил, но я все равно той ночью не мог заснуть, целую ночь сидел. И что-то еще все равно стреляло. Я боялся, спрятался под диваном, пытался заснуть. И еще был у меня братик, и он тоже испугался, и он тоже плакал. И я не мог ничего сделать, и я просто быстро пытался заснуть. И сейчас мы сидим без света, и у нас все электрическое, мы не можем покушать. У нас все и мой брат младший, он тоже не может покушать. И еще мама уехала на войну, и папа. Папа мне помог, чтобы я не боялся.
Мы просто 6 можем, сколько? 4? 4 на забор. Ира, надо попросить у кого-то тачку.
Да, главное, нет света и газа нет еще, добавок ко всему. У нас же отопление, частный дом, котел стоит, автономное. Газа нет с ночи. Плита не работает, света нет. Уезжать пока таких планов нет. Во-первых, это связано с возрастом. Нам уже под 80 лет, мне и жене. А во-вторых, ехать-то некуда. Будем приспосабливаться. Конечно, если уже так, если каждый вечер будет такая бомбежка, то придется, может быть, куда-то убегать.
Namaste and welcome. It's the big final. It's the final of the ICC Champions Trophy, Sunday, 9th of March, 2:30 p.m. at the Dubai International Stadium.